a fugitive. To save the life I live, I'm gonna be iron, like a lion.
Hey there everybody, and welcome back to the latest episode of mine of the Toy Dungeon SA Toy Hall 19, and this is part 1 where I only talk about games. So much has happened in this past 2 months, you can say, from second-hand shops, from my friends organizing me things, and from Comic-Con that I've just come back from. So while I was there, I got some cool swag, and I'm not going to talk about the swag, but you will see it in this episode. And this is from a store that I bought at Comic-Con, and look at this hoodie. It is amazing, and I love Venom. I love the character. I used to have a comic of him long ago when I was a kid, and totally blew my socks off front and back. Really dig this hoodie. So without further ado, let's check out the games. Okay, starting this episode off on a very good note. I got my fat boy PlayStation 2 back, the first PlayStation 2 that I ever had in my life. And this I bought in England in 2004. And then about 4 years ago when I left this country, I sold it to a buddy, and then later on it got sold to someone else. But can you believe it? We've traced that guy and got it back with a load of other games that I used to have. So stay tuned for that. And so happy to have a backup console. So let's get to the next thing. What we have here are 2 memory cards. My old memory cards. Very cool. Unfortunately, I had to delete a lot of profiles because I couldn't remember the passwords, but good memories. I mean, it's about 20 years old. And now getting to the games. These are the games that don't have covers, so I'm going to go through them. And from starting this channel, I've gotten a lot of the same games that I used to have. So let's go through all of them. Alright, this game, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Aha! Conan, PlayStation 2. I've actually been craving it while hunting for other titles, hoping I'd come across it again. But now that I've got it back, this brings me so much joy. I've got this when I was in UK, living in the city of Canterbury. And from then until now, it's been nearly 20 years, and I've got my Conan back. It is so amazing. It's an excellent game. Same music as in the old movies by Basil Polidorus and his compositions that made up the original Conan soundtrack. It's in this game, plus an awesome, easy to get into fighting and combo system, which has a lot of barbaric overtones. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you love the movies and stuff, you will love this. Comparing it to the PlayStation 3 version, the PlayStation 3 version I find is more savage and tends to lead more towards the old comics that I'm used to of Conan. But this one has got a lot of things inside the game that are also in the videos. It's great fun, and I enjoyed it so much. So glad to have it in my collection and suggest it for anybody's collection. Conan, the PlayStation 2 version. Next PlayStation 2 game, I've got here another England one. This one is called True Crime Streets of LA. I used to have True Crime Streets of New York, but I find this one more fun, and I enjoy this one a lot more. Playability on this game is awesome. The way you build your stats up and your skills. You're a cop, another open world like GTA, but depending on how good you are or how many crimes you commit, you can also be a bad cop, and the normal cops will chase you, where you solve big cases and at the same time you can solve minor cases all around you. I personally love it, and I suggest it for anybody's collection because I tend to let myself go and do crazy things on the game. Just like GTA, lots of fun, and if you see it, definitely get it. It's so good. Next for PS2, we've got here Tony Hawk's Underground. I mean, come on man, this, wow. I know of so many people who started playing Street Skater and Tony Hawk Pro Skater on PlayStation 1 that started everybody skateboarding, including me. I was never really good though, but appreciate the game that it had so much influence on me. I mean, I come from those days where Linkin Park, Deftones, all those pro skating, new metal videos came out at that time, and I will never forget it. I love Tony Hawk. I remember so many hours, me and my buddies, playing the game, unlocking so many different moves, and then trying to do the move. That we tried all these crazy things when we were young. That's why Tony Hawk, Underground, this one I got overseas, and just good memories, man. Just good memories. Next, I've got here State of Emergency. I mean, I've got real mixed feelings about this game. This was one of the first cheap games that I got when I first got my system back then. And in playing it, it's like very controversial. Everybody's in riot mode and destroying everything and breaking and burning down everything, and you get points for it. I never got far in it, so I don't really get the point of this game, but just the memories of getting something that I used to have so many years ago. I mean, it's 20 years, 19 years. Next, I've got here another PS2 game, and man, I don't even know how I get some of these games. I don't remember buying it, but it's Disney's Finding Nemo, one based off the movie, and yeah, what can I say? It's a cool game. It's sweet, it's kind for kids. If you have kids, another one for the collection, I guess. One of those awkward moments. So getting to the last game of the spindle is the original game that I've got with the PlayStation Fat Boy when I bought it in Canterbury, is Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. And I really enjoyed it. It really pulls you into the game. Good memories, because I mean the banter between him and the princess is priceless. But it's so cool to be reunited again with all these old things. That's a part of my history that I lost and I got back, so that gives it extra value. I love this about what I do, and this is my mission. Get back everything that I used to have. Yeah, the pyramid's getting smaller and getting smaller. Prince of Persia, awesome playability in the game. They really went all out. Sometimes I think it's a little bit of an overkill, but it branched out into so many different cool games that I tried to play, but eventually got too much for me. I'm not going to try sell it or anything, because it has that memory. I've got the system and the game back from where it started long ago. So now coming to the end of the first part, this is another t-shirt that I got at Comic-Con. Check here, there's a scorpion logo, and if you look at the back, check this out. Amazing. When I saw it, I knew I had to have it. So let's get to the next game. Okay everybody, like I said, I've got a lot of games that I've had before. Like this one, I've got it already. And this one, got it already. But this one I don't have, and this I got at Comic-Con just a couple of days ago. So let's check it out. And just look at it. It looks so strange and so bizarre. I've never seen it before. When I look at the date, it's a fairly old game, 2002. But nonetheless, playing it is very strange, very bizarre, different than what I expected of the game. I thought it's going to be a role-play game, but unfortunately it's not. It's a versus game, but done in such a weird way where the environment can also be used to your advantage. Even the character line is so bizarre. You've got from ancient warriors, wizards, half-dead creatures, of beastmen to fight in this game, and each one has their own storyline and done in such a peculiar way. Interesting game, lots of fun, and if you're into warriors and barbarians and stuff like that, I think this is up your alley and I think you'll enjoy it a lot. Very happy with this buy and would like to get further in it. and I can't really get far at this moment in the game. Very strange and very cool in a way. Next, Fight Club, the PlayStation 2 version. This comes all the way from Changani land, and I'm so glad to get it back because another versus game, but this is totally different. You're not gonna get Kameya or Hadouken or anything like that. This is just brutal bare knuckle boxing, grappling, and throwing each other to the ground. It's a very hard hitting game. Don't expect any special moves. The special moves is like swinging as hard as you can to knock your opponent out. Very strange game. Based off the movie, which was such a hit. A lot of epic bands at that time made the soundtrack for this game. So yeah, thoroughly enjoy it. Glad to get it back in the collection. And this is that type of game where you and your friend will slug it out for hours. But I haven't played anything like it. Another one that I used to have from a long time ago. This is Matrix, the Path of Neo. This one I find much more fun and enjoyable than Into the Matrix. This is just the story of Neo through the Matrix movie, his side of the story and how things happen with him. I thoroughly enjoy this game. And you can do so much and it replays so many parts of the movie, especially him fighting Morpheus. I really love that stage. I even save it. Would love to get back into playing this game because it's so much like a movie and more. You can do more in this game than you saw in the movie, and one of my favorite games playability wise. So if you don't have it and you see it, get it. Another Comic-Con game, and this game was suggested to me by one of my buddies in Taiwan called Steven, and he said if you have to get yourself a couple of games, get yourself Backyard Wrestling because he says that he thoroughly enjoys it. And I got it. I found it there. So I bought it and it's exactly like Def Jam. A little bit different, but the music and everything like that is so much fun where you can create your fighter and wrestle with no rules, jumping off of roofs, breaking the rules. Reminds me a lot of Tony Hawk, the way it's put together. I do not do well in it. I think I can only beat one guy, but with persistence, I know I will get further in the game. This game is absolutely crazy and happy to have it in my collection. Last game on this pile. This is Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I've been trying to get hold of this game forever. I've gotten a few copies, but they never seem to work. So when I was there at Comic-Con, there by Twisted Realms, I bought this version of Mortal Kombat that I've been looking for such a long time. Really wanted this because of the create your own warrior. Now I have all the Mortal Kombat games on PlayStation 2 that I used to have. So another goal of mine is complete. And on top of it, I love this version of Mortal Kombat. It's so much fun. My friends and I, we went crazy on this game. I just want to mention that Mortal Kombat Armageddon's Conquest, for me, is the best version of Conquest within all the Mortal Kombat games that you get it in. So the last PlayStation 2 game that I have here today is called Tenchu Fatal Shadows. I've never had this game personally. I've had other Tenchu games, especially on PlayStation 1. When I saw this at Comic-Con, I had to get it. Even though the price was a little bit steep, I'd never seen it before. And wow, so much memories. I remember me and my buddy from Taiwan, Steven, we used to play so much Tenchu and throw poison rice cakes at the dogs. That's why still to this day, if I see a Tenchu game, I will take it. It's all about ninjas, secret missions and things that they have to perform. There's fatalities, weapons, there's battles, there's so much going on. There's traps, everything that you need to play a ninja game. And the graphics of this one is very impressive, and hours and hours and hours of playing. So if you're into RPG games and stealthy assassin games, check Tenchu up. It's one of my favorites and I'm very glad to find another one for my collection. Next game I've got here is Quake Wars Enemy Territory. Look, I'm not really one for these type of games, but I love the storyline of how people came from outer space, and it's all a battle campaign, like Modern Warfare, like Halo. It's not my type of game, but glad to get another one. I've got a PlayStation 2 Quake game, and it's totally different than this one. So, not much I can say. If I find it in the wild, I'll take it. Looks cool though. Next PlayStation 3 game, this one I found in a second-hand shop. It's called Dragon Age, and it's the first time I've experienced Dragon Age. I've bought a couple of games before, but they never seem to work. They're always damaged because it's second-hand. And when I found this at the second-hand shop and looked at the disc, and it's got hardly any scratches on, I took it, and very fun game to play. Reminds me a lot of Lord of the Rings, I must admit, but a lot of talking, and I'm sure all this talking defines your character within the game. It's almost like these open world games like GTA, Reckoning, Skyrim, that type of thing. It's okay, but a lot of myths and legends and stories and stuff like that. So if you want a laid back game, I suggest this one for you. So last PlayStation 3 game I've got here, and this is a Comic-Con game. This is called Hunted, the Demon's Forge, and I thoroughly enjoy this one. Very fast-paced, lot of action. Reminds me of God of War, where things are always happening around you. Playability is fun and very easy to adapt to, and kind of puts you on edge because everything is so fast-paced within the game. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I suggest it for anybody who loves Lord of the Rings, Dungeons of Dragons, wizards, warriors, monsters, orcs. You will dig this game, and this is one of the games I want to get back to when I finish this video. So getting to the last game that I have here, it's a famicom game, and when I was in another town on business, I stopped at a shop and I saw a whole bunch of famicom game covers with their PC boards. So I bought a whole bunch of them, next to nothing, and when I went through it, I put together this game, and it's the only one that works out of all those spare parts. And this is a bootleg game, came out in 2001, Harry Potter for Famicom. Can you believe it? It is a weird and strange adaptation. It uses parts of the stories in the storyline, but when you play the game, it's like totally off key to what Harry Potter's really supposed to be. I didn't know Harry Potter punched and kicked people. I expected more wand than a broomstick, but no, totally different to what you would ever think would be Harry Potter. A lot of the stuff in Harry Potter has been used in it, most probably because it was popular at the time because of the movies. But good to find something like in the middle of nowhere where you would last expect a game like this to be found. Cheap and crazy fine for my collection in those times. And when I was at Comic-Con, there was a shop selling heavy metal shirts, and look at this handmade shirt of a samurai. Amazing stuff, so freaky, and I had to buy it. It looks so cool. It's even got a symbol at the back. So there we go. What a grueling episode with all these games that I've found so far, leading to Comic-Con and after Comic-Con. Can't believe my luck. I've got so much to play and be grateful for. But nonetheless, great experience. Had a lot of fun at Comic-Con. It's the first time I saw games being sold at Comic-Con. Last time there were more toys, which was a bummer for me because I was also looking for some toys, and I did find, but that you will see in my next episode. So if you like my content, like what I do, I will see you in that next episode. Till next time.